guys, and welcome to this week's budget review. For those of you who are new, I did pick the Hemlock and Oak 2023 Daily Planner for my budget planner for this year, and this thing has just literally met and exceeded all of my expectations for a budget planner. I mean, this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. I love the details of it. And if you do want to check them out, use the description down, or yeah, I used a description. Use the link in my description to check out their site and receive a little bit off of your order if you choose to do so. They also have free PDFs. So again, like we're budgeting, so if you don't want to spend any, they do have free PDF downloads where you can print and get yourself a planner for free. If you just want like a full flip through to see what the 2024 editions look like, feel free to check out my previous video. I did pick another one of these for next year, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Like, I cannot wait to get that thing set up. I'm trying to be patient. So, they start you off with this 2 years at a glance. I used this for my projected payoff dates. It's kind of a way of giving yourself like a light at the end of the tunnel if you are on a debt payoff journey. You can see from the beginning of the year, I was kicking butt, guys, okay? Like, I got Walmart paid off, I got Kohl's paid off, I snuck in a payoff of Best Buy, I had the Capital Platinum card paid off, Gazelle got paid, Citi got paid. Really didn't think that was going to happen, but that one I was able to do within a month, so I was super proud of myself with that. And then we made it to the Discover card. And this thing is just kicking my butt, guys. It is. It's very humbling. But like, I mean, I got a lot of it paid off for this year. Definitely nowhere near what my goal was, but again, I just have to keep reminding myself that any paid off is better than none paid off, right? So yes, and I did put the Detrus in here. Discover has its own Detrus because it was a large account. So, are we making progress? Yes. Is it the progress I wanted? No. But, I mean, hey, anything is better than nothing. So, the Hemlock and Oak brings you a year at a glance page next, and I used this as my financial dashboard. So, of course, the first thing I did was, when am I getting paid? So those are in the greens. Blue are birthdays, purples, holidays. The yellow and the green would be like large amounts of money coming in, and then, of course, taxes. Orange would be those pesky vehicle expenses that we know we have to pay, but we always forget about, which that really helped out this year because I got to see it for months on end before it was due. And of course, the red is, the focus cards. So of course, like I said, the beginning of this year was a lot better than what the end of the year is turning into. So it makes a little bit more sense, if I show you on this page. But like, okay, so Walmart was my focus card in January, and then I just marked off when I paid it. It just, I don't know, it kind of, like the color coding system, I'm really not a color code type person. Believe it or not, but it does really help me like quickly look at this and be like, oh man, I got 2 accounts paid off in that month, and oh, that's when I paid my taxes. And like, it lets you see like all the birthdays and stuff like really quickly, and you can tell if you're gonna have a busy month or if like nothing's happening. Which, thank God, I'm so happy nothing's happening in August, because August is just a sucker of a month for me. So, but yeah, no, that's how I'm using this page right here, and I really like this page. I've never had this page before in my budget planner, and this has seriously helped me out so much. Okay, so getting to the nitty gritty now. So now we're getting into more of the budget journey here. Um, the number one thing, if you are going to be going on to a debt payoff journey, is that you really need to know where you're starting from, because you can't really know how much you need to pay off if you don't total up how much you need to pay off. It's like, it's the worst thing, because definitely whenever you rack it up and you're just like, oh my god, I owe how much, it's like, oh. But I mean, it is necessary, because you can't really see like your progress unless you know. So yeah, some tears were formed whenever I wrote this page, but it is what it is, and I'm the one that did it. So, I did the snowball method. So I started with the smaller accounts, went up to the larger ones. The only exception would be Best Buy City and Discover, just because they were 0% offers. So that's why they're out of order there. And in one way, like, so I don't know if this is like something that I learned in this, but in one way, like, I understand Discover was a 0% offer, so yeah, I did want to get it paid off before it was due. But in hindsight, I'm wondering if I was better off just getting rid of this. Because, I mean, for as much as I've paid towards Discover for this year, I could have definitely had this gone. This would have been gone. And I feel like I would be nearing the end of paying this one off as well. So, like, I mean, even with these two, that would have gave me two more that I would have had paid off. And I don't know, guys. In one way, I feel like I would have been better because I'm still stuck with this thing. I'm not going to get past, I'm not going to get it paid off before the offer expires. So, in one way, I kind of feel like I was better hitting these with the higher interest and just getting rid of them. Plus, it would have been two less payments. So, yeah, I guess, that if it is a mistake, I guess I've learned from it. And next year, I do plan on ordering these differently. This is the original Tetris. I cannot wait to get this thing filled and done, but I do total up how much I pay towards the debts at the end of the month. It's just easier to calculate the little blocks and stuff. So, yeah, don't you worry. There's going to be a copy of this Tetris. He's going into next year's version, because I do want to see how long it does take to pay this off, guys. It feels like it's forever, but at the same time, like, again, that's a large amount of progress. I seriously thought that I would maybe get to like level 1 by the end of the year, and we're almost done with level 2. So would go a little bit faster if we didn't have this month's dilemma, but again, you got to work with what you got. And I mean, if we could pull money out of our butts, I mean, we would do it. So I can't. So, um, we're moving on to the November page here, and it's pretty much speaks for itself here. All I do is I take my bill due days and I just mark them down on the calendar. Anything that is like mandatory, it's normally the same price. That it's due on the same day. So like your rent, your insurances, credit card payments, those type of things I have marked in the primary color. So for November it's orange, and anything that's optional is marked in blue. That's my secondary color for November. So like all my bills and stuff are in orange, and all of my savings, so like I have my $5 a day savings challenge, so 30 times 5, 150 and 2, so that's 75. um it's something that I want to do for my financial health, but it's not mandatory, so it's an optional savings. So he's marked in blue. I'm still trying to pay off the that hot water tank. I think that's the other thing that got me too. Again, I wasn't really expecting to be paying towards a hot water tank. So, yeah. So, of course, those payments, which he's on track. I mean, he's on track to be paid off by December, so that's good. But yeah, all of those payments, they're marked in blue. The Discover Extra payment, so again, that Focus account, I would mark down whenever I was paying the extras. As you can see for this month, there are no extra payments towards Discover. They're all going into my rent funds. Because my rent fund's depleted pretty fast this year, and I'm believing it's due to the increase in the gas prices in the change of the Giant Eagle gas program. Because I used to be able to just like buy gas once every 3 months, and it would last me. with the Giant Eagle gas points, because you're getting 30 gallons. So apparently I use like 30 gallons of gas every 3 months, and um, yeah, not this year. So, yeah, I think that's where it's a cross between the slows and then the increase in the gas prices, and of course the increase in the groceries and stuff. So, that apparently just all caught up to me here in November. So we're still trying to navigate through that, but again, I'm focusing on rent first because I want a place to live to pay my bills. No point in paying the bills if you don't have nowhere to live, right? So priorities with that one. Um, I did get JCP paid off. I got that paid off this month, and I did pay off my hair care stuff from Walmart. So again, like I will use the credit cards, but I do make sure that whatever I put on them is cleared as soon as possible because we don't want to build more credit card debt um while we're trying to pay it off, okay? Like no, no putting salt in the wounds, okay? So we're going on to the daily pages, and again, if this is the first time that you're seeing daily pages in this Hemlock and Oak, I mean, they are wonderful. There is just so much room in these, and there's so many different ways that somebody can use this. So I do love this planner. This is seriously my go-to for budgeting from here on out. And from where I last left Jins, I was telling you that, like, look, I'm focusing on the rent. It does suck, and in one way, it does, like, I don't want to say physical pain, but there is kind of like an emotional pain in knowing that I was working that hard towards a goal, and it's not going to happen. No matter what I do, it's not happening. So I think the sooner I realize that, then that way I can like take the next steps that I need to lessen the blow. So yeah, we are definitely focusing on rent. So of course, no Discover Extra payment. It went straight to the rent funds. Um, let's go ahead and get this little ribbon moved here. So that takes us into Monday. And again, like I told you that I got the new planner for next year, which it's super gorgeous. It's midnight blue. I picked blue for next year just because I have a sea of debt. Get it? So green this year for the budget. And wow, that was weird. Okay. House is making weird noise, guys. I think it was Bert, which, speaking of him, always too chunky, he can't jump up on the table. So, God, where was I? Maybe I should go check that out. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, that was the Amazon order being delivered there. Bert was coming to tell me. So, okay, let's see here. Where were we? Okay, so yeah, no, Monday. Um, like I said, I got that new planner. I'm really excited about it. I just really want to jump into it, but again, I'm one of those people that like have to plan and plan and plan and plan. So, I really want to see like what worked in this method and how I can tweak it to make it better. So, no writing in it yet. So, yeah. Again, I'm trying to stay optimistic with this. So, I did get 6 accounts paid off so far this year, which we saw earlier on that one page. Um, Again, I'm disappointed about the Discover card. I'm just really disappointed that I'm not going to get it paid off by the due date that I thought I was going to have. But again, I have to keep staying optimistic with this and just say, look, I had 14 accounts, revolving accounts when I started this year. Oh my god, my tum tum. And yeah. So, no, I had 14 accounts and I'm down to 8 right now. So, I do have to keep that in mind. And I mean, that is a big difference. That's almost half. So, that's kind of why I was saying, like, I wish I would have, like, maybe took out that Capital One card because then it would have been down to 7. So, then I would have been like 50% of the accounts done. So, yeah. Just trying to find the best way possible to stay motivated with this. So, that brings us on to Tuesday here. So, yeah, I am thinking ahead, but it is very important that, like, you keep yourself in the present as well. So, yeah, I want to dream about next year and all the wonderful things I could do, but I still have to realize, like, I'm still here. So, how do we get from here to there? So, yeah, again, I'm disappointed about not reaching my goal of paying off Discover for this year. Then again, you never know. Maybe I'll get a lottery ticket for Christmas and I'll win and I'll be able to pay it off. You never know. but but that's the dreaming. So we're going back to strategizing here. So yeah, again, my main focus switched from paying off Discover to building up the rent funds and paying off that hot water tank before the end of the year. Because again, that would be one less thing for me to worry about. And the hot water tank is actually, like I said, it's coming down quite nicely. So I do keep little trackers back here on this last page. So see, that's the Lowe's tank. A wonderful thing of 922, which is ridiculous. I seriously never thought it would be that much. But yeah, so I mean, I believe it's at 200 or under 200 right now. So that's kind of cool. And I mean, we're very close to having it paid off. I do need to get my butt paying on those brakes. But again, like I said, main focus right here is rent and Lowe's. Rent and Lowe's. One thing at a time, guys. But I mean, everything else I have paid. I'm up to date on that. So, enough of that. I'm sorry if I'm rambling this time. So yeah, okay, and then on the 15th, uh, no matter if it's a, well, I guess the February for 28, it would be day 14, but yeah, even if it's like 30, 31 days, I always do a mid-month review on the 15th. This is just kind of to get the temperature of the month, I guess. Mainly, I track how much I made so far for the month, how much I've saved so much for the month, how much I've spent so much for the month, and how much I paid off for the month. Um, it kind of, like, I don't know, I do like little ratios in my head to see, like, do I feel like I'm saving enough? Could I be saving more? Am I paying off enough? Do I or could I pay off more? And of course, the big one is, are you overspending? And, you know, I'm gonna have to say, like, really, I had no idea that I made that much so far this month, so that's kind of cool. And of course, I did save more than what I normally would have at this time, but it's because I'm including the rent funds because I am saving them for next month's rent. Of course, the paying off part is much lower, so it normally would have been like around 300 now, where it's only 160. But that's because I'm not making those additional payments towards Discover. So I don't know, like I kind of like these numbers here because it kind of gives me a quick glance of, should I be taking more money from this and putting it towards that? Should I be taking money from this and putting it towards that? And of course, for this month our goal is different, so yes, I need to be saving more than what I'm paying towards the debt. So again, unfortunately, this is a minimum only month. Which, this is the first time I've had a minimum only month in a long time, and I don't like it. But hey, we're gonna do what we need to do, right? And again, this is where I'm telling myself one goal at a time, okay? Because you could see, like, this is really getting to me this week. Just because, like, I don't know. Like, I think it's because I was working so hard towards it, and I think this is where the disappointment's starting to set in. So, yeah, one goal at a time, buddy. And it's killing me not to make the extra payments because I did enjoy seeing the balance go down. But I must focus on the rent. Rent is important. it's it's not like I'm taking those extra payments and putting it towards like a fancy new pair of boots, okay? The fancy pair of boots, I mean, they would be nice, but they're not necessary. Rent is necessary. So that's how I keep telling myself, walking myself through this. And of course, we got the holidays coming up too. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, you couldn't have picked a better time for this to occur. So, yeah, we make it into Friday finally. And again, I'm sorry, this is going to be a long one. I didn't think a lot happened this week, but apparently it has. Um, so, yeah, I'm telling myself to try again. So, a year or two ago, I tried selling planner covers on Etsy. All right. And I mean, they were cute. And it's really how I learned how to sell. They're, just a standard bullet journal size. I think it's A5. Maybe not A5. Maybe it's B5. I don't know. I have it written down. It's why I write it down. But it's just, the standard size of a bullet journal. Yeah, so I made them, but of course, I'm a seasonal, bright, cheerful type person, so I pick seasonal and bright and cheerful fabric, and I'm thinking that might be where I went wrong. So, oh my God, Bert, what are you doing? So, this is this is Mr. Bert for anybody who's wondering why I keep referring to Bert. And so yeah, I found some nice darker neutral comfy type fabric. They were like those little quarters fabrics, and they were at a decent price. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, man, this would make a nice journal snuggie for my daily planner. Not this one. He's a little bit too big, but like just my daily journal planner. And that's when it hit me. I was like, dude, maybe you shouldn't have went with like the bright seasonal type things. Maybe you should have went with like something more neutral, something that you could use month after month after month. So of course I found those. So I did pick those up. Of course I got it a sew buddy and everything else, but I really think it was like depression shopping at that point in time. So I'm hoping it pays off. But yeah, no, so that was really like the theme of Friday. So that did kind of like perk my mood up a little bit because it was like, okay, we're gonna try this again. See where it goes, see if it makes me some extra monies, because if it does, then I could get rid of this rent fund thing and start paying off my debts again. That would be nice. So that pretty much sums up Friday there. It was a payday. Of course, I have my stash funds. I got the daily savings, so those all came out, and of course my shopping sprees at the end. And of course, Saturday, like I said, Thanksgiving's coming up, so of course you gotta get the Thanksgiving dinner. And I don't know how or why, but like Thanksgiving is always my cheapest holiday dinner to purchase and to make. It's always right around that $50 mark. So, I mean, I paid 53 this year for it. So it was like, ooh, $3 more. Given the price of groceries for this whole entire year, I was really surprised to see that Thanksgiving dinner was only 50 some bucks. So that's kind of nice. That's the turkey, the taters, the gravy, all of that, like the veggies, sides, pies, all of it $50. So I was like, oh, thank God. So now I don't have to worry about pulling from savings for that. And of course, I got Bill's Vita payment, and I completely forgot. I was so excited about the fabric, and then, work beat me down. I completely forgot to pay this one, so I had to pay it on Saturday. I normally pay them on the day of. If you do see a dot, it means I used a credit card. So a lot of the times, like, I will use the credit card. Like, I know I used a credit card on Taco Bell, but I'll pay it instantly at the end of the night. I just add up how much they are and put that payment on the card if I do use it. Uh, I completely forgot to do the Michaels, so that's why we have no cards. Yeah, whoopsies, right? And okay, that gets us to today, which is Sunday. Again, I didn't really feel like a lot happened, but I guess it did. So I realized, like, okay, I sold the two. I always get three Vitas in an order. I already sold the two. That left me with the one. So I know I'm gonna be the one using it. So I just went ahead and paid off the difference there, and went ahead and paid that off. So that's no longer on the card. That was one of the little red tick marks that we saw on the back. Um, I got Michael's rewards from that previous order. They came in today, which was perfect timing because my shipment's going to be late, of course. I really wanted it this weekend, because Black Friday shopping's coming up. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going straight to the store. I got these Michael's rewards. I'm going to try to find anything that I can use to try to start getting these made today. So that worked out because my order was exactly $10 and I had $10 in rewards. So it was kind of like it was meant to be. And of course, again, and I know I'm trying not to be poopy about it, but I had the choice of, am I making the extra payment to Discover, or am I putting that money towards my rent savings fund? And the rent savings fund, won again. So no extra payment towards Discover. That's why we haven't been filling any blocks in on that Tetris chart. And it, of course, went to the rent fund. But the good news is if you can see here, I was just using these extras here. So I was really only supposed to get 200 saved for the rent funds. I now have 225 saved for the rent funds because I think I even did skip this because I got excited over that fabric. We had overtime. So I had overtime pay, and instead of just putting that in my stash account or for like fun things to buy, I just put that into rent funds because, again, like I told you, like, the sooner I get that saved and it's ready, the sooner I can get to start making those extra payments again. So yeah. So 225, guys. So I'm already $25 over what I thought I was going to get to save for this month, and I still got one more there, so that'd be 275. So I'm wondering if there's any way I could sneak any more in there, because again, the more I could put towards this, the less I have to take out of my savings account, and I really don't like taking out of that thing. I had to for November, so that's negative 500, which is why I'm trying to build it up. Savings, guys. I really need that savings account. Um, I don't know. There used to be a time where I didn't have savings and it was scary. And that's really why I have as much credit card debt as I do. So, yeah, we do not skip on the savings there. So, like, October is a really good one because you can actually see, like, this is where I was keeping track of all the payments I was making towards Discover. So, this is kind of where everything was going. Well, but then again, you could see I was using the credit card a lot more in October versus November. So that's something else for me to consider too, is maybe I was paying too much towards them, you know? It seems like Friday is the day where I'm more likely to use that card. But then again, it's not that I'm using the card, it's that I forget to pay it. So then I have to kind of mark down that, I used the card because I didn't pay it. So, I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to ramble on uh, for today. And again, like I said, like it is a bummer, guys. I really want to come back on here and be like, "Hey guys, I got the color in a block," but it's really about building up the rent funds right now because again, there's no use in paying off debt if you don't have a place to live in to pay that debt. At least to me. So the home comes first. So yeah, I think really that's where I'm gonna close this out today. Again, I want to say thank you so much for watching, guys. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.